Hello and welcome back to the channel. We're here with another trailer reaction. I kid you not, I just momentarily finished the trailer reaction for Alice in Borderland, and I was like, all right, this is it. That's it for the rest of the day. And then HBO was like, no, one more. I wish these studios would just come together and just decide on one day to just release all the trailers and make it easier for me. But anyhow, we're here with the first official trailer for The Last of Us. And full disclosure, before we jump in, no, I've not played Last of Us 1 or 2. I've seen gameplay and I've watched the cinematics, so I'm aware of what the story is for both 1 and 2, and where it ends. And I will say it is, and it's not because I don't want to play the game, just to be clear. I'm a PC gamer, unfortunately, and apparently game developers don't like us very much. So yeah, until it comes to PC, unfortunately, I'm left out in the wind. I know there are rumors going about as to whether the game will be ported to PC or not, at least the first game. If that does happen, I might do it for the channel, because I think the story is just really, really well done. I absolutely love part 1 and part 2. I prefer part 2 to part 1, and I know I'm in the minority where that's concerned, but overall I think they've done a really good job with the story and creating some really interesting characters, and it's something that I would absolutely love to play. If only you would make it a wide release to include PC. There, said it, I got it out. All right, so I've been following the casting at the release for this. Pedro Pascal will be playing Joel, and Ellie, the young actress from Game of Thrones. I don't recall her name, but I imagine if this does well enough, everyone will know her name, given that Ellie is such a beloved character. So definitely looking forward to this one, so let's check it out.
If you don't think there's hope for the world, why bother going on?
You haven't seen the world, so you don't know.
As long as there are people, there's still hope.
I'm not family.
No. Your cargo.
For now, Joel, for now.
Why are you so important?
Somewhere out west, they're working on a cure. I think what really impressed them was the fact that I didn't turn into a monster.
If she so much as twitches.
Okay.
If I'm taking you with me, do what I say when I say it.
Yes, father.
Got any advice on the best way west?
Yeah, go east. You've come this far.
I think they showed a glimpse of the clickers in the last teaser, right?
You're not gonna scare us.
Scared him?
January. Cinematography looks great, but then I expect no less from the team from Chernobyl. I absolutely love that series.
Be careful who you put your faith in.
You might not be her father, but you were someone's.
You trust me?
That was good. Whoa, 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 whoa. Alright, there we have it, the first trailer for The Last of Us. That was very interesting. They actually, I think in the last teaser trailer we got a glimpse of the clicker, and then we got a shot of the bloater. And I've got to say it looks really, really good. HBO is really throwing a lot of money at this, because it has the potential to be quite the moneymaker for them, and quite so. And I think what's good about this is, because of the nature of the story, they can focus the budget on the creature designs and so on, because this, outside of the creatures, it's a very grounded story, and they can use practical effects for a lot of the monsters as well. So it kind of keeps the budget at a manageable level. So I expect everything to look really, really well done and really polished. And so far, it looks like it won't disappoint in that regard. Pedro is doing a fantastic job with Joel so far, and the young actress for Ellie as well. That was a really funny scene. It's good to see her. I don't think I've seen her in anything really since Game of Thrones, but it's good to see that she's found a role that I think should be a great fit for. Now, I will say, I'm in the camp of persons who didn't particularly agree with Joel's choice at the end of the first game. Didn't think it was the right choice. I thought it was a selfish choice. And as much as people may want to debate as to whether Akira would heal the world, it's a done deal that this is what Ellie wanted to do. Joel removed that choice from her, and he made a selfish choice purely for his own, his own need, right? And so it doesn't matter. And whether no one expected the world to recover almost immediately from the cure, but it does give people hope. And who knows, it may have taken years for them to synthesize a cure, but it was still something that was a possibility. And to rob, other families of that. And it's something that I like to remind people of. Joel is not the only person that suffered a loss in this world. He's not the only person that lost someone. Everyone had a traumatic experience during this, when the world went to hell. Everyone lost a son, a mother, a daughter. The suffering is not something that he has, that's unique to him only. So for him to take it upon himself to rob everyone else of that hope purely for his own desires is, in my book, that doesn't make him a particularly great person. So I'm one of the few people who, I'm not the biggest fan of Joel, but I do enjoy Ellie quite a bit. And if they do continue this into part 2, I do hope they stand by what they did with part 2 in the game, and introduce Abby, because I actually quite enjoy Abby more than I do Ellie. And I'm sure that is blasphemous to a lot of people. I'm sure it is, but I get the impression I feel as though she's a much more complex character, and I just like her personality all around a bit more than I do Ellie. But Ellie's great as well. But let's see. I guess whether they continue this into chapter 2 will depend on large part how well part 1 does, or the season does. I'm not sure whether they'll contain all of part 1 into one season. I think it's possible, because if you do remove a lot of the gameplay from part 1 in Last of Us, it can be condensed into a story that spans a few hours. And I'm not sure how many episodes will be in season 1. At most, I would say between 8 and 10 episodes, and if they're an hour long, they can definitely fit part 1 in season 1, and then I guess part 2 there onwards. I guess the curious thing will be, what will they do once they get to part 2? And that would be very interesting, because the developers haven't released a part 3 as yet. So where do they take the story from there? Will they create their own narrative for this world, for this story, or will they wait for the developers to provide them with a continuation for Ellie or even Abby's story onward? So that'll be very interesting, but let's see how season 1 performs. All right, guys, that is it for the trailer for Last of Us. Be sure to post down in the comments, let me know what your thoughts are on this trailer. Remember to hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you for the next one.